Welcome to the Invest NWT session at AMEBC Remote Roundup. You can find us under the hashtag Remote Roundup. I'm Jessica Katrachak, co-host at BTV Business Television. This session is brought to you in partnership by the Government of the Northwest Territories and Invest Canada North. NWT is known globally for its wealth of diamonds. However, it also glitters with mining potential that includes gold, zinc, silver, lead, and rare earth elements. Today, we hear from the government of NWT to set the stage on what's happening in the region and the competitive advantages. And then we'll check in with 6 leaders in exploration and mining who are active in the region in 2 sessions with a live Q&A that you can all be a part of to follow each discussion. Don't forget to connect with us on the sidebar for great conversation throughout the morning. Our first guest to kick off the session is NWT's Deputy Minister of Industry, Tourism, and Investment, and is coming to us live from NWT's capital city, Yellowknife. Welcome, Pamela. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's start with a little bit of background on yourself and your position with the government of the Northwest Territories.
Yes, thanks, Jessica. I'm very happy to be here today. So my name is Pamela Strand, and I'm currently the Deputy Minister for the GNWT for the Department of Industry, Tourism, and Investment. I am a geologist by training and have spent my entire career working in Canada's north. And I've got a long history of working across the north. I'm pretty excited to be in this role, given, the important future that we have ahead of us.
Absolutely. As we prepare to hear from some of the Northwest Territories' top exploration projects coming up, what, in your view, differentiates the Northwest Territories as a jurisdiction for exploration and investment?
A couple points come to mind. I think, firstly, really speaking to the Northwest Territories' mineral wealth and mineral potential. We rank very highly. And, for example, the Slave Geological Province is an area that shows a lot of promise. I think today you're going to get a sense of a lot of that. Everybody knows about our diamonds, but you'll hear stories about our prospectivity for gold, zinc, lead, silver, cobalt. And what really excites me is about the opportunity for the Northwest Territories in what we call the critical metals, or those technology metals. They're going to be so important for our future economy. And so, the Northwest Territories has deposits of cobalt, and we know that these are all commodities that are required globally for our future. So, and I would say that we're in the infancy of the exploration for those type of metals. So definitely that's for first and foremost. And then secondly, I think when I think of the Northwest Territories, I really think about relationships and support. I think we have a proven and working model for resource development. And there is a very strong social license for mining in the Northwest Territories, including our government that is supportive. Mm-hmm. I think that the relationships that we've built out of our current co-management regime is very strong and stable. We have partnerships with Indigenous governments. We have partnerships with community governments. And I think diamond mining, which everybody thinks of the Northwest Territories, has really brought the attention, and really been the incubator for Indigenous businesses and growth. And it's because of this, I think, that our partners really recognize the benefits that mining can bring to the Northwest Territories, as well as the successes that the companies can have that explore here. So those are my 2 main pieces. But lastly, I'll just mention that our government is currently investing to support the industry, both in geoscience, our mining incentive program, and new legislation for minerals, as well as infrastructure and energy investments. So those are all super important. As we know, the North is a high-cost jurisdiction, mm-hmm. and often it puts ourselves at a competitive disadvantage compared to others. So recognizing, and attempting to level the playing field. Thank you.
Yeah. The Northwest Territories is obviously a region rich in resource potential, including minerals. We talked about, you touched on the economy, but how about the global green economy and some stuff that supports climate change? What is your perspective on that?
Well, definitely, I think that's top of mind for a lot of our conversations we're having with our federal and provincial counterparts. We do recognize there's a global demand for sourcing metals, these type of metals, critical metals, rare earth metals.
Right.
And the NWT, does have some significant deposits. I think you'll hear from Cheetah Resources with Nachalacho, which is, I call it the, it's kind of like the grocery store for rare earths. It's just a wealth of different types of minerals and commodities. We also have our Fortune Minerals' Nico project, which is cobalt, bismuth, copper, gold, and also two really world-class zinc lead deposits, Osisko metals and Norzincs. So all of which, are needed for the greening of our future technology economy.
Very good. Yes, we'll be speaking with all of those companies later this morning. So the Northwest Territories has been credited with setting a new bar for Indigenous partnerships in mining. We spoke a little bit about partnerships a little earlier. Can you explain a bit more detail and your perspective on the journey that this specifically has gone through?
Yeah, it's one that I think, Jessica, is not very well known, but we're starting to tell that story a lot more. But yeah, I think we have a proven model for resource development. And again, it touches on that relationship with our partners. We have a government-to-government relationship with our NWT Indigenous governments. And we work collectively on a co-management regulatory system where decision-making is joint. So I think that really sets the stage, and we're very proud of that. We know that Northerners have always found ways to work together, and I'll list a couple examples and I think it really stems to benefits staying in the North and flowing to Northerners, Northern Indigenous governments and communities. We have what we call socioeconomic agreements in the Northwest Territories. We sign them with a developer as a government, where we set targets for employment, procurement, and training, which is great. And we do know that all of our explorers and developers sign impact benefit agreements with those developers as well. And so what those really allow is for NWT residents to really participate in and benefit from the resource exploration. That has enabled and empowered many of our businesses, our communities, even our regional governments. So another item that we're very proud of is the fact that we share our royalties that come from mineral production. So we share 25% of the GNWT's royalties with those Indigenous governments that have settled land claims. So we're very proud of that. And I think that it's just proof that sharing benefits and being involved and working together can make that basis for hopefully what is a very positive future for the NWT in its mineral path.
Speaking of the future, what's in the pipeline for the rest of 2021?
Well, we're starting the year with hopefully seeing a path forward through this pandemic. So
absolutely.
As I've spoken about before, the resource industry is such an anchor to our NWT economy. They're very important, and so we're here to work with the companies to get those projects into production. And we know that, again, investing in infrastructure is going to be one of the most important ways that we as government can try and kickstart an economy. And we have some very large infrastructure projects that'll basically unlock the potential and open up a few regions. On a global scale, we will be, communicating that the NWT is a good place to invest politically, socially, and from a business perspective. We believe we're a low-risk jurisdiction, and we have resident support, government support, and Indigenous engagement in the sector that I think is definitely very leading edge. So we're hoping that'll bring positive investment across the North, including the Northwest Territories. So, and as I said, I think we're just really starting to tell the Northwest Territories story. And, I hope that in the interviews that you're going to have later today, they'll be able to talk about a few of their successes and what it's like to work in our jurisdiction.
I'm looking forward to them. So thank you so much for kicking off the day with us, Pamela, and stay tuned for our first discussion of the day.
That's great. Thank you, Jessica.